You know, I know that a lot of the stuff that I talk about and I do sounds so hokey, like the 30 breaths and hold it, and the Wim Hof technique and ice showers and exercise and you know getting healthy. I know a lot of people don't put any kind of worth into it because it doesn't cost anything. I was the same way, anytime I would see a friend of mine, like I was happy that friends of mine were doing well health wise, doing exercising and getting their lives together, But it seemed so foreign to me, right? Like, oh yeah, well of course you can exercise. I'm unhealthy though, right? Like I was always like, oh, I can't do that because my back hurts or my neck hurts. This damn light is not working. but I mean, it takes one step forward, right? And even if you falter back a little, as long as you keep taking, like I researched a lot of this stuff, the Wim Hof techniques. I'm still learning about that. Meditation, transcendental meditation. You know, focusing on the breath, mindful meditation, things like that, right? Exercise. But when I was in the mix, right, especially still under the control of drugs, still under the control of processed foods. I still eat some, don't get me wrong, but, I try to limit them, a lot. I try to control what my intake is. I try to control all aspects of my life, right? I wake up, I do the breathing techniques. I take ice cold showers, meditate. I use cannabis, so I mean I still have a little bit of a crutch. I use coffee, still a bit of a crutch, but I do fasting. I do one meal a day most days. When the thing is that I don't I do jump into things full force sometimes and then kind of falter out, right? But this time I studied Dr. David Sinclair, the studies that he did about age regression, um, some of these new supplements and molecules, that are out there now, that are beneficial to one's health and longevity. So I look into a lot of that stuff. I studied it for several years before I ever jumped into it. Same thing with the Wim Hof stuff, and I'm still learning. So I know it seems daunting at first, right? Like, I mean, especially if you're freaking, I've said it before, I've lost damn near 50 pounds, and the difference between the way that I felt and the way that I feel now, I mean, it's night and day. Do I still have aches and pains? Sure. I'm about to be 52 next month, right? So, I mean, I do have some aches and pains. I beat this body up for decades, and now I'm expecting it to bounce back into shape after a year of semi taking care of it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just not going to happen, right? So, what do they say in some of the 12-step programs? Some people say, like, it took you, if you walk into the forest for 20 years, it's probably going to take some time to come back out, right? I mean, it makes sense, and I know, like, if I could package this, if I could package up the breathing techniques and the exercise and the meditation into a pill that I could sell you, oh, you'd all buy it. You know what I mean? We'd all buy it, right? Like, oh, it's weight loss and helps depression. That's the other thing about the breathing techniques. He learned these with Tibetan monks and monks across the globe, and he was very depressed. And these things help with depression. I was a big time always negative, right? Everything was always somebody else's fault. Like, even when it was 100% my fault. I could find the fault in you for why you fucked me over and made me do what I did, right? So I mean, you know, we're the you know we're the band leader. We're the head of the orchestra, right? Of our own lives, of our own destiny, of our own depression. You know, I understand some people have chemical imbalances, blah blah blah, but you know, fine, take your medication. But try these deep breathing techniques. You know, they're all out. They're on YouTube. You can watch them. I mean, you do like the 3 rounds, 4 rounds of the 30 breaths and hold it, and it's like 12 minutes of your morning. You know, and then you jump in an ice cold shower, ice cold bath. You know, I look forward to that stuff. You know, I really do. It makes my body feel better every time I do it. You know, I got to start doing a little yoga maybe. I don't know, you know, but it makes me feel, you know, I mean, it's 180 degrees from where I was, you know. I run into friends of mine, you know, from time to time, and you know, a lot of us did not take care of ourselves. And it really seems that so many have given up. You know, I get it. You know what I mean? I was up over 300 pounds. You know, I mean, yeah, I'm a big dude, but 300 fucking pounds, you know, over 300 pounds. I used to joke because my scale only went up to 315. So I was like, look, I can eat all I want. I can eat. I can go to sleep right after. It doesn't matter. I only weigh 315 pounds, no matter how hard I eat or how little I exercise. You know what I mean? So I was probably well over that at one point, but you know, it was hard to get started, right? It seems so daunting because you're like, fuck, you know, how do I? And I still don't like, you know, I don't like the way I look from the side because I still got this gut, you know, I got the old man freaking pot belly, you know, and I really want to get rid of it. I don't, you know. I'm working on it. You know, these things seemed so out of reach for me, and now they're here. You know, I mean, you know, as I say, you know, I mean, I'm a recovering addict of all sorts. You know, I'm trying to. I've kind of switched my addiction to health and wellness for myself. You know, I mean, we're supposed to be happy, healthy, and you know, kind, right? And I'll tell you, when I feel good, I'm a kinder person, right? I do. I mean, I still. Well, you know, it felt very impossible in the beginning, right? You know, and what's really frustrating is when you start eating right. And even if you know, go for little walks around the block or whatever, right? And then you don't see any results for several months, you know. It's hard. It's a hard hit because you're like, what the hell? You know, I always got frustrated and quit. You know, I always got frustrated and quit. And, you know, I'm not willing to quit on myself now, you know. I mean, the physical is my main goal right now, right? Physical and mental. Mental and then physical, really. And my mental's pretty damn good. My physical's getting better, and then you know I'm working on as my mental and my physical get better, my financial will get better as well, right? I can work harder. I can, you know, I do better cuts. You know, it just seemed impossible, you know. And now, like I've said in several videos before that no one ever watches, and I appreciate the 3 or 4 of you that do. I really do. But I said it before, you know, it gets frustrating. It gets hard to continue to do the next right thing, even though you're stuck at a certain weight, right? I don't feel like I'm looking as slim as I should or as healthy. I'm not feeling as healthy as I should. But I feel pretty damn healthy, you know. I mean, yeah, do I still have a sciatic issue? Sure. Do I have a pinched nerve in my neck still? Or pinched nerves? Yeah. Yeah, the doctor told me. Shit's fucked up. But, you know, I could sit here and cry about it. You know, I could go get on pills. You know, I could I mean, I barely even take ibuprofen at this point, Tylenol or any of that shit, you know, Aleve, Advil, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Um, like, it's very rare that I take any now. Maybe twice a month I might take two, you know, whereas before I was taking 8 a day, you know. And so I don't, you know, sometimes I need it more than others if I'm, you know, really in agony, but that's about it. You know, I do notice that when I'm on my hikes and, like, you know, I'm really going at it and my body starts aching, I start doing the Wim Hof deep breathing techniques, and it oxygenates my blood, it oxygenates all the muscles, and you know, it gets, I mean, it gives you these tingly feeling, you're like, ooh, you know, and it really feels great, you know, and like Wim Hof says, you know, cold shower a day keeps the doctor away, right? We used to say an apple a day, but that's all sugar. I mean, yeah, there's fiber in it, but it's still sugar. But yeah, ice cold shower a day keeps the doctor away. And I do those almost every day. You know, I don't shower every day, but I do pretty much, you know, I mean, I will a couple times a day sometimes, and, you know, I do at least one every other day, usually one a day, but, you know, sometimes it's hard jumping in that cold shower. You know, you get out of bed, it's freezing, you're like, whoosh, but it always feels good in the long run. I don't know, it pains me to see people that I truly care about, you know, just stutter step over and over again. And it's the same people. I mean, maybe that's just what I see, but, you know, it's the same people over and over again, always complaining about finances, always complaining about somebody fucking with them, always complaining about their job, always complaining about their health, right? I mean, yeah, you know, people can help you with certain things, you know, friendship, money, support, but they can't make you get off your fat fucking ass and walk. You know, and I mean, honestly, we're all getting older, right? Like I said, I'm gonna be 52. You don't see many freaking 85 plus people at 300 pounds or heavier. You just don't. You don't. You know, there's not a lot of fucking big, giant, old fatties. It's got to tell you something. You know, the vast majority of the people that I have in my shop that are in their 90s are not overweight. You know, in fact, some of them could gain some weight. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, they're pretty thin. And a lot of these guys, you know, they were on, you know, they're from the older generation, obviously, right? Because they're in their 90s. So they ate like garbage, you know. So, I mean, you know, they ate Whole Foods when they were younger, right? Now everything's just fucking junk. But I'm just saying, you know, it is daunting to get out there and get started. It's embarrassing sometimes, you know, you're thinking people are judging you. And some are. But nobody ever judged me as badly or as harshly as I judged myself. You know, and I'm feeling good, you know. Do I still got, yeah, sure, you know, I got the little excess over here. I don't like the way I look from the side because I got the gut hanging out, you know. I don't have the definition that I want in my chest and my arms, you know, but it's all stuff I can work on. You know, it's all stuff I can work on. You know, as long as I stay on the, you know, healthy path, it'll be good, you know. And I, you know, what do they say? They say it takes something like 3 weeks to create or was it 14 days to create an unhealthy habit, and it's like 30 to 60 days to create a healthy habit. I mean, I've been doing it now for several months, you know. I'm coming up on a year since I started taking it's been a year since I started taking my supplements, and then really kind of started getting, you know, exercising and stuff right around springtime of this year. So, you know, it's making a difference. I found a buddy that, and one of my clients, he goes down to Goose Pond, knocks a hole in the ice and jumps in, does cold water treatments, and does the breathing techniques that I do from Wim Hof technique. And so I'm going to do that with him because I don't want to stop hiking in the winter. You know, I still want to, I'll throw on my heavy ass boots and freaking go trudge through the snow and woods. It'd be fun. But it's, I understand, man. It's hard. And, a lot of times if I seem harsh, it's not even the people that and I got to stop just and then hitting send, because a lot of times it's not even them that I'm mad at, or not mad at or aggravated at. It's I see my weakness in those posts, right? I see my weakness when it's like, oh, I'm having I see that. I see all of my weakness in everybody else's, right? And I'm not saying that, whatever. I mean, people do whatever the fuck they want to do. I'm probably just noticing it, right? Because it's the stuff that I don't like about myself. So when I see it in others, I recognize it. I'm like, ooh, that fucking, ugh, it's so ugly. You know what I mean? But then really it's me right here looking in the mirror, right? When someone's bothering me because, whatever, the political takes are fucked up or whatever, it's because I used to think just like them, I used to think exactly the same way. So when I get really like, no, that's wrong, no, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know people might think I'm a little nuts, which I probably am, but I study a lot of this stuff, man. I'm a politics junkie, right? And always have been. Even while I was doing drugs and all that, I still paid attention, and so that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I see my weakness, and it might not even be someone else's weakness. I just see something in a post or a video, and I'm like, ooh, I see that in me, and I don't like that. And then sometimes I'll lash out because I feel like I'm helping somehow. I don't know. I'm trying to help myself, you know what I mean? And if I help other people along the way, great, I didn't want to call myself a power of example the other day. I meant, I just wanted to be a positive example, right? People see me doing what I'm doing. Maybe it triggers them. I mean, I know it was hard for me to watch other people that were doing the right thing and, getting healthy and stuff like that. Like, I was like, shut the fuck up, snooze you for fucking 30 days. Right? But that's because I felt crappy about myself, that I wasn't able or that I wasn't willing to do it. Not able. Everybody's able. Everybody's able to do the things that they want to do. It's just whether or not you're willing, right? Are you willing to do the hard thing? Are you willing to get into that ice shower when it's so warm in your room? Are you willing to jump out of bed, lay on the floor and do deep breathing exercises for your mental and physical health? Are you willing to stop eating so much shit, processed foods, wheats, flours, and sugars, are you willing to make yourself slightly uncomfortable to have a way more comfortable life? That's where it's all at, right? It really is. So, I hope people can I don't know. Do what you want to do. You know what I mean? My thought is, if you want to be a fat fuck, you want to eat crap, maybe keep it to yourself. Nah, I'm just kidding. I get it. You know what I mean? We need to reach out. We're social animals. And, I'm not trying to be mean. It's like I said, it's the stuff that I see in myself that I don't like, that I attack, and I got to be more empathetic, because I do remember how much of a struggle it seemed and how impossible it seemed to lose a pound or to quit dope for 24 hours. That was an impossibility, right? Once I was able to do that for several 24s and several years, then my physical didn't seem so daunting. So, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what it is. All I can talk about is me, right? I'm going to go exercise today. I'm going to go to work, bang some cuts out. I'm going to do today for myself, positive things so tomorrow I have a really good day. And the only time we got is now, right? So whatever it is, do it. If you, I don't care if it's a minute a day, right? Start with a fucking minute. Something that you want to do, start with one fucking minute, right? If you want to read more, start reading a page a day, right? Or a couple pages a day. You want to get healthier, do a push-up or two, right? Or go for a walk around the block, go for a walk up and down your street, whatever. Whatever you feel that you can handle today, do that. And push yourself a little bit every day, right? I'm harsh to myself, you know what I mean? Like, so I say fucked up shit, right? Like, when I'm hiking up the freaking mountain and I'm all out of breath and I'm like, yeah, keep smoking those cigarettes, you fucking stupid motherfucker, you know? Or like I ate a lot of junk food, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, fatso, keep fucking eating the fucking sugar. See how that does you know what I mean? So, like, it's not, you know, I'm harsh on myself, so I'm harsh on others, and, you know, but the easiest, softer way has gotten us nothing. I mean, the easiest, softer way got me fucking over 300 pounds, right? Because, hey, I like eating shit, you know what I mean? I like fucking not moving around. I like sitting on my fucking ass and watching television, you know? I do. I love all that shit. You know what I mean? I mean, I ate a fucking, you know, package of fucking raw cookie dough over the last, whatever, 4 days. A whole fucking package to myself, like an asshole. It's my guilty pleasure. But I haven't had a cigarette since Friday. So take the good with the bad, right? I'm going into work today though, so it's harsh. You know, I'm not gonna smoke. I'm just not. But yeah, I don't know. Just take one step in the right direction today. You know? And if today ain't your day, try again tomorrow. But we only have right now. We only have this moment. You know, if you feel like shit right this moment, what are you gonna do so that tomorrow's better? And honestly, you know, we all have to take some responsibility, right? A lot of us, we have our hang-ups. We had our shitty childhood. We had this, we had that. You know, we can beat ourselves up with that shit forever and stay in the depression. You know, I don't want to do that anymore. And I'm hoping a lot of you don't either, you know. If you see me doing something and you're curious about it, just ask me. I'll let you know what's up. You know what I mean? I'll guide you in the right direction of what I'm doing, you know, what I'm seeing, what I'm watching. You know, I you know, it's like you know, when you learn something new and it's so beneficial to you, you know, don't you want to share it with the rest of the world, you know? I mean, I know back in the day, I wanted to share non-beneficial stuff with people, right? Like drugs, alcohol, partying, and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so, I get it. I'm a little inflammatory. I'm a little crazy, so people don't want to listen to me. I get it, you know? I make videos that are 24 fucking minutes long. I get it. No one's gonna watch that shit. But, you know, this shit's for me mostly, man. Maybe it's for my kids. Maybe it's for the couple of you that listen or watch, right? Maybe I'll help one or two of you to come along with me, you know, get healthy and get away from depression and sadness. And, you know. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.